Hey, hello guys, welcome to another Let's Create. Today we'll be creating the Holo converter. So what this does is basically it grabs like a bunch of blobs and then two holograms. So something like this. Yay. Uh, why this is useful is because imagine if you have like a huge stadium like I do, something like this, and it's to be generated by expression 2. You can do that by doing prop spawn, but has a limit of spawning. I believe it's 3 per second or something like that. So with holograms you can just create it and then just spawn like a fake collision. So just spawn like a huge block. And well, this is not huge, but yeah, you get the point. So today what we'll be doing is we'll be actually improving the Holo converter, but because at the moment how it works is you have a bunch of props. They need to be welded because it's using is welded or something, welded props. I can't remember the function. So what we're going to do is just add by find by sphere, and I'll be explaining step by step how to do it and how to get this final result, something like this. So yeah, let's start. So first we need a function called generate header, which will take a title. So something like this. Then what you do is you call a local variable and just, well, what we're doing here is we're generating this part on the expression 2, so it looks something like this. So this is the name of the expression 2. Let's call it generated Holo, and then title. Always make sure you add a new line. This means it will the string will have a new line. If you don't have this, it will create something like this, for example. This will happen. So, but we need this. So always make sure you add /n. Then we just need to add the variables. The way this function works is it contains a variable called Holo index, which is increased manually by 1 every time you run the function. Manually, no, automatically. So you don't have to do like Holo create and then change every step, every number into 1, 2. So yeah, you get the point, I hope. So now we're going to generate the persist. I'm just going to copy so I don't lose too much time. I don't want this tutorial to be too long. And again, always add, make sure you always add /n. Now we just return data. So this will create as the header. What we need now is another function that will create as the function. Yeah, the function that generates a function. I'm just going to copy and paste this because like I said, I don't want to waste too much time, but I will explain you how it works in a second. Let's just return code. So what this will do is it will generate the commented line so it looks nice. Then the if first, so something like this. This is the function. It will take a model, a scale, position, angle, color, matte, and these are the functions to create holograms, which I guess you're familiar with it. And this one actually isn't needed. This was just to prevent imagine if the server doesn't have a Holo model any, yeah. If that's not enabled, it will generate like cubes. If you have props, something like be a cube. I'll show you how to actually check if the server has it enabled or not. So anyways, this generates a function, and now we just need another one that generates first, which this will generate this line. So it will equals to this /n, then data, just add e equals to entity /n, and just need to add, well, we don't need anything else actually, so this is fine. Let's also make it pretty, so let's actually grab this, put it like this, and then here you just do generated, or call it main or whatever. So this is also done, and finally we just need a function string generate, oh god, e2, which takes a title. What this will do is it will combine these three and put it into a global string, I guess. So we just need to do is code equals to generate header with the title, then code. Basically with this you can actually make E2s that generate other E2 codes, which is really cool. Always make sure you return the generated string. And now if we go here and do print this with a random title, as you can see it will generate everything. The reason why it doesn't show anymore is because print has a limit, so but don't worry, it's there. So what we need to do now is just add the chat CL key, chat click, I guess. I can't remember what it means. And basically we need to see if the owner said save, I guess. Let's also lower it and explode everything. So if said one string equals to save local file, well, let's save the title, said to string trim, and let's, yeah, this should work, and let's lower it. Actually, well, no, let's leave it like that. So this is done. So what we're going to do now is just store the code. So if we go, oops, just need to do this. So code goes to this, and we need to set the E2 status to saving. So now let's do the logic. So E2 status equals to saving. I like using the variable E2 status because it allows me to check what status E2 is currently in. Here this function will trigger only once, so what we need to do now is also store the props found, so into an array, and we need to store the center. So it will the E2 will be the whole props will be in the middle of the expression 2. Well, not the middle, but the center. I'm not sure how to explain it. You'll see it in a second. So defined by class prop physics, then find in sphere a position, oops, and let's add, well, we can change this to a bigger area. Now we need to do is props equals to find to array, and we also need to make it find exclude. We also need to make it exclude the entity so it doesn't show the expression too. Now that we got this, we need to calculate the center for, so we'll call I equals 0, center equals vector empty. So to calculate the center, all we need to do is grab all the props and then just do center is equals props one real entity, get mass center, what's it called, something center, mass center. So get the mass center, and finally center equals to center divided by props. Done. This will turn us the center. So now that we got all this, we need to check if props is bigger than 0. Else we'll do something else. I like to use the perf in here instead of a for, because if it's a big area it will crash day 2. In this way it won't crash it. So now we just need to do we just need to index, store the index, and then set it to 1 here, and if index is bigger than props count, means it's done. So break, let's set it to status to idle, and we'll do the saving here. So saving here, else we just do increase the index, and we'll do the logic here. Again, I'll just grab the code here because it's not worth it to just write this again. So I will explain you what's going on. First we need to change R into props, which would be easier to change props into R, and the X into index. I'll explain you in a second what's going on, so don't worry. So what's happening here is we're grabbing the position and converting it to a string, because we need to generate this line here, for example. And so you just grab this position, subtract the center, and just round it. So it's the X, the Y, and the Z. It's the same for angle. Just grab the pitch, the yaw, and the roll, save it into a string, and finally the color. Just grab the X, the Y, and the Z of the color. Finally, you just store it into code. So this will create all these lines here. What we can do is also add skin. So let's do that. So skin is a number, and all we need to do actually is just like grab a line here, change it to holo skin, and here you put skin, and you're done. Now if you go down here and just add a comma, and let's see, add a comma, and then we also need to add, well actually it's add the comma here, and just need to add the skin, so it's this skin. get skin, and that should work. So let's do the saving now. Again, I'll just grab this line here, of this whole line here. So what we're doing here is you're checking if you can write, because there's a cooldown, and then you just start the string that we've been generating so far, so all this. And if the props are null, then we just set the to idle and say that, let's again grab this function here, which is, it's just like a, just print colorful texture. It's not really needed. Just like it. So just say that no props were found, and here you can just say done saving. Let's put that inside else. So if you can save file could not set, just so you know what's happening. Okay, so if we go Java now, so if we spawn something like different skins like this. Now if we save, oops, to string. Okay, so we got something. This is actually a Lua error, so I'm guessing the problem was around here, or wait a second, and I'm back. Sorry guys, washing machine do this. So let's see what's wrong. So might be here, so let's do a print just to make sure it goes there. So no, it's not there. So the problem is probably here. Yes. For some reason, I don't know, this wasn't getting converted to a string logic. Anyways, let's check out the new converted string. Let me need to. So test. And it's not this one. I wonder if it's saving. Interesting. Done saving. Okay. Save test 2. Load to generated test 2. Okay, so we have a problem. Oh. Huh, I didn't know skins could be nil. That's interesting. Oh, I see what's wrong. So it's finding our models and entities, and we are also missing the closing. So we need to go back here. We need to add to the code. So we need to add this. So we close the brackets. And we also need to go here, so find by class prop physics. Find by class, yeah. Find include class. Let's put this, let's delete that. And save it again. Go here, generated test 2. Okay, so it's saving now, but I was also finding the expression too, so we need to fix that. So find include class, and then we need to exclude entity, and let's also exclude model, because might work or not. I've also noticed that in order for this to work, I believe you have to move it, so move the expression too. So now if we go here and do to shared generated test tree, yeah, as you can see, it's working. So when you spawn the expression 2, make sure you at least move it. I have no idea why, because it's a weird bug, but as you can see, it's working. You can also you can probably so this is the generated code. You can probably let's see. So what can we do? It's really strange. Anyways, what we can also do is check if expression 2, if Holo model exists. So what we do is, it's really simple. Just do one Holo model 1 and just grab like I usually use the canister, so this one. And now if Holo entity 1 is different from this, then on debug Holo model any not found, disable it. Enable it by doing, and now if we go to my console, because I didn't have it enabled, oops, need on raccoon there, and self destruct, and you can do holo delete 1. Oops, and here I actually meant to cube. Oops. So it has Holo model, and now if we disable Holo model, because it's bugged. Let's check something. Print. Okay. So it's actually something like this. And let's enable it again. So it works. If we disable it, it still works. Oops. There we go. So now it detects if either the Holo model is disabled or enabled. You need it enabled in order to use this. Well, if you want to spawn the holograms. So let's close this one. So let's try it again. So if we actually spawn something, so yeah, well, this was for another tutorial I was going to make. I think it was the scanner one, but I really hate the hydraulics. So yeah, let's so save scanner. Now if we open this generated scanner, as you can see, it duplicated the props. It won't find the entities. You have to change the class like that, I guess. Yeah, as you can see, you can now grab any prop, well, any model, not model, construction, I guess. And yeah, if we open the code, here's the generated code. You can also, this is intended for you to not use, like, not fully use this, but imagine you just want to grab the stadium, well, not the stadium, the construction, and use it on your code and change the variables. Well, It's pretty useful, I guess. So yeah, thanks everyone for watching. I'll probably do more tutorials more frequently. Like I said, I have a plan to show you on maybe on the stream the progress of the Cakemon. We have like me and Chiro and a few friends have been designing Cakemons. So if I find it, for example, not this one. This was created by Darklow. As you can see, it generates the Cakemon data. So, and it uses the same function, kinda. Yeah, you get some progress. Yay! Anyways, yeah, fine. I'll give you a sneak peek. Oh yeah, I can't. I don't have prop core here. This is a long code. Anyhow, thanks for watching. If you liked the video, give it a like. I don't know. It's up to you. And yeah, see ya.